Hey, what's up, guys? Tukey here, back again with another episode of my New England Patriots franchise mode series right here on Madden 20. Today, we finish up our second season. 5 games left this year. We currently sit at an 8-3 record, top of the AFC East, and very much in the running to have the top record in the conference, although outdueling the Chiefs, Colts, and Texans. Easier said than done, considering there is only one NFC team in the top 5 of the NFL right now. Shout out to the Saints, who are also 8-3. Now, the Case Keenum era got off to a slow start, but he's been pretty damn good. First in yards, 4th in passing touchdowns, despite being 24th in passer rating. I am intrigued to see if he can keep this up and actually lead us to the playoffs again. Last year, we took Colin Spitzer. There was a chance if we started him, there may have been a breakout. He's only 21. He could potentially develop, but obviously we're looking for more of a surefire thing. This isn't the undrafted free agent to glory that I did on Twitch, which was a nightmare, by the way. And don't worry, that series will probably show up at some point this calendar year on Madden 20. It's something else. But for now, let's get down to business. A win here over the Dolphins, who we have a 10 overall point advantage over. Pretty much secures us the division. And from there, of course, we hope to just keep winning. And then we'll take it from there and look forward towards the postseason and hopefully find a little bit of success. Because, of course, last year we fell in the championship game over the Chiefs. I was a little bit more hands-off than maybe I should have been, and Tom Brady retired on a loss, unfortunately. My worst nightmare. But let's see what we can do here. Hopefully we don't have to jump in too much today. I mean, with 5 games left, oh my god, I'm not going to have to jump in at all to make sure we win the division. I might have to jump in to secure us the top seed in the AFC, though, as we have a 21-7 lead at the half. Case in point, I don't think we're going to have to jump in. It's 24-7, 31-7, 38-7. Can't even say 2. It's tough because, my god, 38-7. Let's get this game over with and then take a look at these stats, shall we? The Dolphins get on the board again. And again, it's 38-22, 38-28. The Dolphins put up one hell of a fight in the 4th. Too little, too late. At least it didn't look as devastating of a loss as it actually was. Poor Raekwon McMillan. As you can see at the end of the 3rd quarter, the chart says it all right there in terms of scores by quarter. It was rough. It was rough for them. We coasted off the back of that second half performance. That was absolutely devastating for them. They did outscore us 21-0 in the 4th after we outscored them 17-0 in the 3rd. But yeah, a fairly dominant performance. In terms of the stats, Rosen's rating was awful. 3 picks. Case Keenum, though, 23 of 33, 266 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks. My god. My god. Running-wise, Sony Michel over 100 yards on the day. A rushing touchdown for Keenum as well. Receiving-wise, Austin Hooper led the way with 6 receptions. Yardage-wise, it was James White and Edelman up there. And then touchdowns, it was Edelman again with 2. Ebron and Hooper with 1 apiece. Blocking-wise, still not a great game for Isaiah Wynn. A somewhat rough game for Shaq Mason, but we made it work. And then Miles Jack just absolutely dominated. Numerous tackles for loss. Only 1 sack in the game, but 2 picks for Devin McCourty and 1 for Jason. My god, and Gostkowski with a field goal as well. Again, credit to Miami. They made it look respectable by the end of it. I can't believe we technically had all the same players out there because it doesn't feel like we did. As James Landry, the O-line addition from the last draft, is up to a legitimate 80 overall. So a hell of a move to bring him in when we did, to have him replace Marcus Cannon. He is going to be a star of this entire series. He's going nowhere. We're up to 9-3. That brings us to our penultimate game, at least in terms of division rivals. Of course, we play the Dolphins in Week 17. What do we have upgrade-wise? Jeremiah Dixon surprised he's upgrading, considering he's a depth option, I guess just from weekly training. But he's up to a 71, which isn't too bad. Again, we needed to certainly bump up the caliber of O-linemen that we had for depth options because it was rough last year. KEENUM and McCourty just running the weekly players, at least out of the AFC, running those award categories. And scouting-wise, we were on linebackers, if I'm not mistaken. Were we still on middle linebackers? Nope, we are on outside linebackers, right? Outside linebackers. Sweet. So, let's see who we have here. And, wow, that's tremendously disappointing. So, again, we're only going to scout guys that we have info on, because, of course, we need to still scout out everybody in the secondary. But we're going to have info on pretty much everybody we need to have information on. We might even have to look for a kicker in the latter rounds. I don't know how much longer Gostkowski's going to go without regressing. So, let's see what we have here. Defensive back. Yes, Eugene Compton. Sweet. And for the hell of it, Mr. Hedrick, do you have upgrade points? Oh, boy, do you. Oh, boy, do you. Okay, so this is where it's tough. I don't want to put on Master Trade Negotiator because it's already way too easy to fleece the AI. So screw that. I care more about training. The question is, do we go for one of the big upgrade here? I feel like we have to. He has no upgrades at all. My God. How is he level 30 if he has no player progression upgrades whatsoever? I don't understand it. Running back would help turn Sony Michel into a monster. Wide receiver would also be very helpful. But then, of course, O-line, linebackers. We could pretty much fully establish the defense right here and right now, which is probably the best way to go. I got to be honest, because wideout, we're already good. Running back, we're already good. You know, at the very least, they're going to be good. Adding these training boosts might get them to be great, but there's a chance they're going to be that way anyway. I fully think DBs, linebackers, D-line, that's the way to go. Because obviously we are aging, and there are going to be a lot of new names and faces added to that defense over the next 2 years or so. Especially, I mean, we look at how many guys we lost last year. We brought in a lot of guys like Miles Jack, but the secondary in particular is about to take a big-time step back following this season. I mean, again, you look at, Bennett's basically done after this year. And then aside from that, we really do need to rework the defensive line this year. Lawrence Guy is going to start regressing. King, of course, isn't a major factor. We do have Miles Jack, of course, but Donta Hightower's 30. He's going to start regressing as well. Gilmore's 29. Of course, Jason McCourty's already 33. Devin McCourty's 33. Patrick Chung is 33. So getting those upgrades on defense and getting those extra training boosts, that's going to be pretty beneficial for us over the next few years. So let's go to corners and see what we can find. 15 points left, huh? Let's go with those two options there. Vincent Haynes. Depending on what that 3-point option is and how good of a grade that is, that could be a major, major game changer. So we host Buffalo Thursday prime time. Let's see what happens. Again, a win here. It was the Jets the last I knew that were still going to be close to giving us any form of competition when it comes to securing the AFC East. That's pretty much out the door. At a 9-3 record, you got to figure we went from 3-3 to 9-3. From 0-2 to 3-3, and now we're at 9-3 on the year. Again, a very Patriots-like season. Some slight struggles out of the gates, and my God, the dynasty's over. And then no, and even without Tom Brady, just no, we're not done yet. We are still going to be competitive, and I think it's my goal to make the playoffs every single year of this run. Hopefully we can do well enough in terms of the rebuild on the fly to never miss the playoffs and still do well enough. And we're up 24-0 here on Buffalo. Make that 24-3. It would take a Dolphins-like comeback and a huge play there. It does put us in danger of that, and it's over. So it was a huge play there. That was at least a 70-yard touchdown for Buffalo that got them on the board. But yeah, well, in fairness, they were already on the board. Their first touchdown of the game. And that is as smooth sailing as it's going to get. 34-10, the final score here. Case Keenum does it again. 465 yards of total offense. Let's take a look at the boys here. Case Keenum, 31 of 41, 344 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Sony Michel, 73 yards on the ground with a touchdown. Receiving-wise, Amari Cooper, Julian Edelman, 7 receptions each, both over 70 yards. They each had a touchdown. James White had the other one. The O-line, Landry, Mason, and Wynn all kind of struggled. Buffalo got to Keenum quite a bit, but we were able to hang in there. Miles Jack led the way in terms of tackles. Only 2 sacks for us, no interceptions, but 2 field goals for Gostkowski to tack on to the score. And again, a fairly quick and easy and overwhelmingly dominant victory for us to kick things off. We are up to 2-0, and Amari Cooper may just very well be up to a 90 overall, and he is a legitimate 90 overall. That's a decent free agent signing, I would say, considering he's just 26. And obviously at the beginning of this, I didn't want to just immediately sign all the top free agents, but once you get to that phase, the first off season, and it's fair game for everybody, like signing Eric Berry in the first year, I don't really like doing that too much, but once it's fair game, I mean, we didn't get everybody that we wanted, but my God, did we get enough to keep this team in a ridiculously competitive status or state, call it what you will. As Vincent Edwards, that's the corner. He won the Heisman. I mean, I didn't need that story to tell me that he was going to be a monster, but in terms of trading up, that's where we could struggle. We are the top team in the NFL right now, thanks to our victory over the Chiefs. The top team, of course, in the AFC, and the AFC East has already been claimed. We need to win the conference. You look last year, having to play the Chiefs. I mean, again, we're going to want home field. We need to win the conference. And again, we handed the Chiefs their first loss of the season. They've gone on to lose 2 other games since then as we head down to Arizona. Is it technically Glendale? I don't know. I don't remember if it's technically Glendale, where that stadium is. Plus, they've changed names. It used to be the University of Phoenix. I guess it would be in Phoenix, wouldn't it? I never know, because you got the Coyotes, and they're in Glendale, but they're Phoenix, and it's a mess down there. What can you say? Duke Dawson's up to a 70. That's what you can say. As a nice little +2 in awareness. I wish your dev pattern was a little bit better, but we can't have everything. Now, can we? No, we can't, to answer that for you. There is a center? Oh, that's right, we didn't scout the O-line. I was going to say, wait a minute, there's a high-rated center I didn't scout, and then I remembered, oh yeah, never mind. O-line, we're perfectly fine. We are perfectly fine. Unless, God forbid, David Andrews, hopefully IRL, he's going to be good. That really sucks, his health concerns right now. Let's see, as long as there's a C+ as the second grade, I'll still scout you. Wyrick and Clifford. And I shouldn't have scouted that. Well, I really had no choice. Let's do that and that. Taylor Seymour is massively disappointing. So let's go ahead and jump in to... No, not quit. Let's go ahead and jump into this game against the Cardinals. We have an 8 overall point advantage. A playoff spot is already locked up. We have won our division yet again, because Case Keenum is that damn good. The question is now whether or not we can have at the very least, the top record in the conference, although having the top record in the conference, it seems like it's going to basically be the same thing as having... Wow, Ebron only has 18 receptions as the second tight end option. Huh. I thought the dual threat would be a little bit better there. Maybe we could look at shopping him, but hey, he's nice to have as a depth option. It's not like we're struggling that much money-wise. I mean, granted, we could have gone for some slightly different options in terms of free agents last year. It wouldn't have changed much, though. That would have been like Larry Fitzgerald and Jakeem Grant, basically. As we are trailing 14-7 after 15 minutes. We tie it up 14-all. Late touchdown for the Cards, and they have a 21-14 lead at the half. So a little bit of a challenge here, down 28-14. This could be a loss. This could be an upset victory from the Cardinals here. Let's see what we can do on this drive. We stall out And if the Cardinals score here, we are pretty much screwed. And they do. 35-14. You know what? Screw it. We're jumping in. We're going to see if we can save the day. I'm going to go offense only. But the defense massively struggling against this Cardinals offense. And I got to be honest, I don't really know why. I mean, not that they're terrible, but damn. Should be a little bit better. Thank you for that catch, N'Keal Harry. Up to the 48. KEENUM without a touchdown pass this game. That would explain it. That would explain it. Whether or not it's just the defense in general making the plays, or if KEENUM's been off, that would explain the current situation. Edelman, a little bit more speed, he would have been gone. Just over 11.5 minutes left. Let's see if we can make this work. Do I want to go with the running back screen? I hate running back screens. Let's try it. Let's try it. Yep, that's why. They're still pretty goddamn broken. As my two linemen are just surging up the field while I'm getting just ripped apart back here. Gotta love it. What do we got? They only got one safety back there. Let's have James White block, please. Thank you. And I'm not liking this. Case! Oh, what a throw. I thought we were over the line of scrimmage. I'll take it. We're up to the 4. Let's see if we can get the old power option to work here. Hooper, we need a good block, buddy. We need a good block. The handoff to James White. Easy does it. And we're back in the game. I'm still going to trust the defense to not botch this. If they botch it, so be it. And they didn't. They got to stop. 6 minutes left, though. Time's running out. We're down by 14. It's going to be interesting to see if we can get this to work. You know what? We're going to run this. There's going to be space. As long as the linemen show up, and they did. A little bit dangerous to run it when we, time is of the essence. We're running low on time, but it worked out well there. Old Sony Michel. If you're gonna go with a 3-man rush, I'm gonna run it on you. That's just how it works. Cooper is on the cutback. Okay. Play action. Nope. We ended up looking for Hooper rather than Cooper, and I threw it way too late. That's because he was not my preferred option. And there was no pickup there. Another 3-man rush, a lot of linebackers. James White, can you make him pay for it? You can't, because 78 absolutely blew the block. Right. 3rd and 7. 3rd and 7. They are threatening to send quite a few people on this play. Make the turn. Unsuccessfully made the turn. Lynch is hurt on the play. And we have to go for this here. This should work, as long as the guy next to Edelman doesn't blitz. And he didn't. And we do get the first down with White. Up to the 26. White has all 3 of our touchdowns in this game. We're going to see if we can get this screen to work. 4 minutes left, down by 2 touchdowns. Up to White. Again, the blocking fails. God damn it. We still got to pick up a 4. I see some people, like I have some buddies of mine that stream, and I see them just, get those to work all the time, and I can't. They never work for me. They never do. Solid blocks upfield. We're going to be just short. Ball up to the 1. And we are going to live and die on the goal line RPO. And we will hope for the best. Eric Ebron, this is your time. This is your time. Eric Ebron. God, those work all the time. I love them so much. Eric Ebron. We just talked about how you hadn't been that involved. 2:54 left. Can the defense hold on to give me an opportunity? Yes, they can. 1:23 left at our own 20. 1 timeout to work with. We might be able to pull off this comeback. Maybe, just maybe. Now, this is a risk, but I'm going to go for it. Especially if we can get out of bounds, which we couldn't, but that's a face mask. And that'll be a decent little pickup there from the 20 all the way up to the 46. I don't know if the clock's... Actually, no, the clock shouldn't be ticking. There you go, case in point. Still threatening a 3-man rush. Man, I'm not afraid to take the yardage. I am not afraid to take the yardage. It's fine by me. Let's run the hurry up. We got a minute left. All right, now you're threatening to send a few more people. That bothers me. That bothers me. Julian Edelman. Thank you very much, Julian Edelman. My God. Let's get back up to the line. Maybe should have spiked it. We're going to go for one more play. I think same exact play here. Hooper on the block. There's 30 seconds left. We do have a timeout. KEENUM, turn on the Winnipegs. Turn on the Jets, Case. There we go. Up to the 18 with 20 seconds left. Trying like hell to tie this game up. Let's see what we can do. Alright, threatening a 4-man rush here. We're going to go for this. We're going to go for this. There it is! Ebron, no! The throw was so bad! He was wide open and KEENUM missed him. Oh, that was the game right there and KEENUM missed him. That is tragic. Oh God. Oh God. I don't like this. I don't like this. 10 seconds left. We had this game tied up, no questions asked, in case KEENUM blew the throw. We have 10 seconds, one timeout. Can we get the play here? There's the throw, and it's swatted down. This is it. 4th and 10 from the 18. This is the game right here. And you know, when in doubt, cheese it. Cheese it, cheese it. You know what? We're going to call a timeout here. It's a risk, but we're going for the end zone. We might as well call the timeout and make sure that everyone, you know, our top options are out there rather than being gassed. Let's do it. We're looking for Cooper or Hooper. One or the other. But we got to go for the end zone. Not who I wanted. It's caught. Let's go! Was that Hooper? That wasn't even meant for him. I just tried to air it out to Cooper. We're going to overtime. We get the ball first. Oh, that is just the greatest in Madden when a guy catches it who you weren't even trying to throw it to. Fantastic. Oh, that's just beautiful. Alright, well, let's see if we can win this one in overtime now, shall we? Let's see what we got here. KEENUM, I want Edelman. Ooh, 34. That was a good cutback. Thought that was man coverage on Hooper. He ended up cutting back. I was lucky that wasn't picked. God, you have a lot of safe. Very few linebackers. Very, very few linebackers. You know, what if we go with something like this? White or Hooper has to be open underneath. They have to be. Not quite. Oh my God. Not a great throw. Not a great throw. Both times someone looked open, then they weren't. Alright. We got this. We got this. We didn't come this far to blow it. We didn't come this far to blow it. Hooper's gassed. He's not going to be able to make it. But he gets us in the Cardinal territory at the 44. There you go, Hooper. Good stuff. The question is... Ooh, you are threatening pressure right now, aren't you? You really are. Sony, how would you like to go on a wheel route, buddy? No, I'm down. Man, that play wasn't great. That wasn't great. I was hoping for something a little bit better than that. Maybe just should have ran it and hoped for the best. Now we're in a little bit of trouble. Just a bit. Go play action again. Edelman, 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 Edelman. I'm in trouble, I'm in trouble. Yep, no one was open again. Alright, well, we got it to overtime, but from there we might be blowing it because it's 3rd and 37. Cardinals all of a sudden deciding, yes, we know how to blitz, thank you very much. And now we're going to have to go back to spamming verticals and hoping to get a shit ton of yardage, which we'll be able to do. Eric Ebron gets the first down. He might have more. Eric Ebron on 3rd and 37 wins it. And he was worth signing for that play alone. Eric Ebron is your hero. My God, how did he have the breakaway speed at that point? 2 touchdowns for Ebron, including the winner. And hey, it's fair game. I want that #1 seed, damn it. Arizona, you done choked. We outscored you 21-7 in the 4th, and then we come back to win it. Absolutely tremendous. The James White touchdown, the touchdown for Ebron, the one for Hooper at the death, and then a 72-yard touchdown pass to Ebron, apparently. Was it really 72 yards? It didn't feel like it. There's no replay available. Well, screw you too, EA. Oh my God, what a win. What a win, and what a game for KEENUM. Had no touchdown passes. We changed that. James White, 3 rushing touchdowns. And then Julian Edelman and Cooper, 7 receptions each, but Edelman over 100 yards. Ebron up to 94. Again, he had the 2 touchdowns. Hooper with the other one. 3 sacks allowed by Landry. Sit there and talk him up, and then that happens. But hey, we made it work. Miles Jack with the interception. Gostkowski was never called upon. I'll take it. Sweet, sweet victory, I do say. And we're looking good. Hopefully the Chiefs manage to slip up, and these final 2 games won't be all that important, but we are up to 11-3. Make that 8 consecutive victories. And what are we looking at standings-wise? Again, we know the division title is ours, and the Chiefs are still right there. We're 1 game ahead of the Chiefs. We know we have the tiebreaker on them as well. So as long as we win one of our final 2 games, it's over with. That number one seed in the AFC is ours, secured. As KEENUM was the AFC Offensive Player of the Week. That's all it took, was us throwing a couple of touchdown passes with them. And again, in terms of player negotiation, we're going to wait until the end of the year and see how a lot of those guys start to trail off. Otherwise, it's a little bit too risky to sign the majority of them right now, given their age. So if that's being ageist, so be it. As Vincent Haynes or Alfonso Hayward, either one of the 2 are going to be absolutely amazing. Antonio Sweet is also going to be pretty damn good. Do we have any other C pluses? We do not. So we switch our focus to safeties. And again, as long as it's a C plus, I'll scout them out, but after that, it's a bit rough. As, my God, the top 2 safeties, Choice and Garland, both looking great. And we might actually still have time to scout out the O-line or anything else that we need. So let's do this. This could be the final game that we bother jumping into. Sunday prime time, a rematch. A rematch. I am wearing the championship shirt right now from this past February. So let it bring some good luck. It's a rematch, though, against the Rams. And again, a win here seals the deal for us. Eric Ebron, I cannot believe he had that kind of breakaway speed on that play. That was insane. I'm like, oh, okay, first down at least. Maybe get the first down, and then all of a sudden, nope, touchdown. He's gone. He's gone. Tremendous. Tremendous. Can we beat the Rams to secure our spot atop the AFC home field advantage, clean through to the Super Bowl? If we were to make it 7-3 Los Angeles through the first quarter, make that 14-3, 21-3. Case Keenum's slipping up a little bit, man, as we're approaching playoff time. 28-3 for the Rams. We need signs of a comeback here in the third. It's 28-10, 28-17. So it's close. The Rams threatening to score, and they do. It's 31-17. We're gonna see if KEENUM can lead the way here on his own, and he does. It's a one possession game here with 10.5 minutes left, as the Rams immediately march downfield to make it a 2-possession game. If they fail here, we might take over. They did not. 6 minutes left, down by 7. Can the defense hold on? No, they cannot. It's a 10-point game with 1:20 remaining. The defense just had no answers whatsoever for the Rams in this one. And that'll do it. A 41-31 loss to Los Angeles at home. The 8-game winning streak comes to an end. 31 points against that Rams defense and 4 touchdowns for KEENUM's not too bad, but ultimately the defense just couldn't uphold their end of the bargain as we lose by 10. And yeah, 480 yards of total offense for them. Almost 200 rushing yards for Gurley. That explains it, I would say. We had 25 first downs to 15, and we still just couldn't shut them down. KEENUM had a solid game despite the pick. I mean, Sony Michel in the running game, it was okay. Hooper and Cooper, 9 receptions each. 3 touchdowns for Amari Cooper in this game, 1 for Ebron as well. The O-line didn't allow a single sack. That is shocking. That is shocking. We only had 1 sack ourselves with Hightower, but you got to figure, man, a team with the weapons that they have. The fact that Aaron Donald was only involved in 5 tackles, not a single sack, that's crazy. That is a huge missed opportunity for us to win that game. The good thing is, if the Chiefs slipped up, and they didn't win as well, which I probably should have been looking at the bottom ticker, but if the Chiefs slipped up and failed to win, then we are guaranteed that top seed anyway. And if not, it's a win against the Dolphins in Week 17. That will get us there as win up to a 78 overall legit. And we will see what happens here as we fall to 11-4, moving into the final week of the season. Let's see what we're dealing with here. Of course, we've won the division handily. And the Chiefs are also at 11-4. So a win secures us this top seed. As far as I'm aware, as tiebreakers, I think it would come down to our head-to-head matchup, and of course we won that. So as long as we beat the Dolphins down in Miami, which isn't always a guarantee, but as long as we beat the Dolphins down in Miami, we are looking good to go. Otherwise, there could be another trip to Kansas City ahead of us, which scares me just a little bit. Almost as scary as how bad some of those safeties are. So, God, in terms of scouting out, we're looking good. I mean, again, in terms of quarterbacks, there's no one else that's magically jumped up that we don't have scouted. Running backs, we could look at one if we wanted to, if we think we might have to let go of James White. And a fullback we could also look at in case we wanted to get rid of Devlin. A tight end to maybe replace Ebron, save a little bit of money. And then again, the O-line, we're pretty much good to go. But here's the issue, of course. After Week 17, you're not allowed to fire scouts. So I think what I'm going to do, I think we're more likely to look at running backs. So like I said, James White might be going. It might not be worth giving him the big money deal with Sony already here. Wideout-wise, I mean, yeah, we do. We already had wideouts scouted, though. We do need an option here, though. I remember we scouted quarterbacks and wideouts. Tight end-wise, again, if we wanted to move on from Ebron, we could. And that would, of course, free up money to go after a different wideout. But the O-line, we're set. At least until Andrews hits 30, because Cannon's already been replaced. So we're good on that front. So I think we will look for a running back scout. I'll still probably scout kickers and tight ends, at least the top options available. So good old Haywood Schnupp, welcome buddy, welcome. And we'll see who we ultimately find as we head towards the draft. But for now, let's waste a shitload of points and look at kickers just in case. Actually, was it 10 points? I think it was 10 points, wasn't it? Oh, kickers. Yeah, it is 10 points. I'm like, wait a minute, was it 9 or 10? Turns out it was 10. So as long as we beat Miami here, we are the top team in the AFC, barring any unforeseen circumstances. Again, we handled them fairly easily. Let's say fairly easily in that game. They had that fourth quarter threat, but that was snuffed out. We're looking okay. And again, a win here sets us up for playoff success, I would say. As long as we have the home field. A little bit of concern. I mean, granted, KEENUM had a good last game against the Rams, but a little bit of concern that, you know, an 8-game winning streak just came to an end, and really it should have only been a 7-game winning streak. Had we not saved the day, KEENUM would have had 2 straight losses, in which one of those performances was overly concerning. But you never know. Once we get to the playoffs, it could be a whole different story for better or worse, as we're still trailing 7-3, make that 10-3. And the score will not hold. So the Dolphins with a 10-point lead at the half in a game that we have to win to make sure we secure that top seed in the AFC. It's a 16-3 lead for Miami. And an interception there for Kadrea Tankersley puts us in a shitload of trouble. Miami scores. It's 24-3. You know what? Let's see if we can bail ourselves out here, because otherwise the I don't want to say the dream season, but the dream of having that top record in the AFC goes up in smoke. And it could very well be a trip to Kansas City that awaits us in the playoffs. Points allowed, my God. So they are one of the league's worst defenses, and they came to play today. Tell me this game isn't realistic. Oh, Miami sucks, except when they're playing New England in a game that matters for New England. They will turn it on and try to ruin lives. James White, good pickup there. We don't have much time to work with, down by 3 touchdowns with 11 minutes left. I don't get what's up with the helmet combination there, but okay. They are threatening to send quite a few. This play works for me. That guy made up a lot of ground quickly. Sony can't get the stiff arm, but he fights for yardage. That was a pickup of 8. Indeed it was. 2nd and 2. Alright, no touchdowns in this game for KEENUM. I think I was aware of that. I think I was aware, judging by the score. God, yeah, we have to run this. They just have too much of a threatening presence in the secondary. Another good run for White. That's only his 6th carry of the game. I'll be intrigued to see the end of game stats. As again, threatening to only rush 3. That is Sony Michel's name you're hearing being called out. Pickup of 6. So I mean, they're giving me room to run, which isn't surprising. The issue is, I kind of have to take it. But, I just could have made it to the outside there. We do have the running backs that are capable. That was only the 3rd run for Michel. We just haven't been running the ball. And the good thing is we do have guys that are, good enough to obviously take it all the way to the house at any given time. And we will keep using the running back threat. Michel gets the stiff arm off. We'll pick up a few more yards out of it. It's a pickup of 9. 8.5 left. It's a battle of strategies here. Oh God. On the cutback, Cooper got beat. Was that Minka? That's the game right there. No, it was Tankersley again. Amari Cooper just got beat. Tankersley stuck with him perfectly. I thought if there was any wide receiver of ours that would get separation there on the cutback, it would have been Cooper. But right here, he read the cutback before Cooper even cut back. He was all over him. In reality, it would have been the deep threat over the middle. That would have been the way to go. Trusted Cooper in a one-on-one situation. It didn't happen, and this time we will not be bailing the team out because this game is very much over. Have the Dolphins, off the back of a 31-3 victory at home, ruined our chances at the top seed as we let our play slip away. We let our chance at that top seed get away from us. The defense, not good. The offense, not on point. KEENUM with a god-awful game. It was god-awful before I threw that second pick. Just defensively, the Dolphins absolutely dominated. 5 sacks allowed. Miles Jack with 16 tackles, which obviously shows just how long he was on the field for. I mean, flat out, that's embarrassing. That is embarrassing. Just 3 points against Miami. 3. And if I If I know my luck, Kansas City won, and somehow, some way, despite being 2 games down with 2 games left, I can almost guarantee that they just won the conference. It's probably a guarantee. If we finished both at 11-5, we'll be okay, and we did. So the Chiefs botched it. As a result, despite losing 2 in a row and what could have been 3 in a row heading into the postseason, we finish as the top team in the NFL, but we are not exactly heading towards the postseason with a ton of confidence, as the Raiders were god-awful. We had the best offense. The defense was mid-table, but a little bit further up there. That is concerning, for sure. Let's take a look at all the conferences. The AFC North went to the Browns, the South to the Colts. Texans also made it. We, of course, won the East. The West went to the Chiefs. The Broncos also make it. In the NFC, the Packers and Bears. Saints make it out of the South. Cowboys and Eagles out of the East. And the Rams out of the West. It was a big win for the Rams to beat us when they did. So let's take a look at the wild card before taking a look at some team stats. So it's Broncos, Colts, Eagles, Cowboys, Texans, Browns, Bears, and Rams in the wild card. Let's look around the league here, shall we? So we were first in yardage, which isn't surprising. I mean, one of just a handful of teams from the looks of it to have over 6,000 yards. I mean, we absolutely crushed the Cowboys in terms of yardage. Total yardage, we were top 6. Passing yards, we were the best in the league by a long shot, which is crazy. And then rushing yards, mid-table, but towards the bottom. Points per game at 30. The only team to break over 30. The top offense, again, 45 passing touchdowns, top in the league. 18 rushing touchdowns, which was mid-table. Defensively, we allowed the 6th most yards, which isn't surprising. Passing yardage allowed was 4th most. The rushing defense was mid-table. And in terms of points allowed, mid-table somewhere. Quarterback sacks allowed, also mid-table somewhere in terms of fumble recoveries. Giants, Chiefs, my God, there were a lot of teams with 6. And then interception-wise, 18 led the way with 18. Let's look at the individual stats. KEENUM led the way in passing yards and was second in touchdowns. 5,000 yards, 43 touchdowns, 13 picks. Rushing-wise, Michelle just shy of 900 yards with 11 touchdowns. James White with 5 on the season. Receiving-wise, 3 1,000-yard receivers. Edelman, Cooper, and Hooper. Absolutely ridiculous. We had, again, 2 guys up there for 90-plus receptions. And receiving touchdowns, 2 guys in double digits, Edelman and Hooper. Cooper with just 6 touchdowns on the year. It's a little bit disappointing. Blocking-wise, Isaiah Wynn was awful. But we're still going to trust him to get better. It would make no sense to trade him. He started development at 24. It'll be okay. If we have to move him over to guard rather than tackle, we'll do that. But he's staying. And then defensively, Miles Jack. Good God. 143 tackles. Insane. Quarterback sacks, 10.5 for Hightower and Bennett each. Our interception leader was Gilmore and Chung, tied at 4. Goskowski only asked to kick 15 field goals this entire season, which is insanity. And around the NFL, let's see what we got. No, I didn't want to do that. Back to passing, please. So in terms of total yardage, it's KEENUM by a long shot. Total touchdowns, he was second behind Baker Mayfield, tied with Brissett and Mahomes. Most interceptions for the hell of it, Stafford with 17. Very good. And in terms of total passer rating, at least amongst starters, it was Cam Newton, Aaron Rodgers that were really up there. Rushing-wise, Zeke and Gurley absolutely decimated the competition. And in terms of rushing touchdowns, it was Gurley with 16. Receiving-wise, Michael Thomas, the only one to have over 100-plus receptions. He also led the way in terms of yardage. And in terms of touchdowns, it was Taylor Gabriel and Julian Edelman tied at 14 apiece. Blocking-wise, the good thing is Wynn wasn't the worst O-lineman in the league. Defensively, Miles Jack led the way in terms of total tackles. Tackles for loss, it was D. Ford with 20. Quarterback sacks, 20.5 for Aaron Donald Interception king was Marlon Humphrey with 7. And then kicking-wise, the Fairbairn with 24. Damn, I feel like just in general, I mean, only 26 field goal attempts for the top option. It's pretty ridiculous. So, and two, in terms of the yearly awards, because I don't believe they end up changing, but Patrick Mahomes wins league MVP. No respect at all to Case Keenum, who finished in 3rd. Coach of the Year, Demetrius Turner in Kansas City. Again, I don't believe these change based on when the prompt comes up at the end of the year. Mahomes wins Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Preston Brown. Miles Jack finished in 3rd. Disrespect is unbelievable. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Raphael Marshall. Spitzer was 6th despite barely playing. Defensive Rookie of the Year was Larry Wallace. Best quarterback, Mahomes. Best running back, Melvin Gordon. Top wideout was Julian Edelman. Best O-lineman, Schwartz. Shaq Mason was 2nd. Best D-line, Myles Garrett. Top linebacker, Preston Brown. Best DB, Marlon Humphrey. Top kicker, Gostkowski, which doesn't make sense, but sure. We'll see if those ultimately change. And then at the top of the NFC, I'm just going to go through the top players of the year. That's it. So there you go. We're not going to go through all of them. So that brings to a close Season 2. The question is, who will we be playing in the divisional round as Hooper makes it up to a legitimate 87 overall. My God, the upgrade points. +5 in pass block finesse. That is simply outrageous. Let's go ahead and see who it's going to be. Who are we taking on as our playoff journey begins in the next episode? It is the Houston Texans. We host the Texans to start off yet another playoff journey. Our first year without Brady, we finished as the top team in the league. The question is, can Case Keenum get it done in the playoffs in what might be his only chance as the leader of this team? Because we know we have our eyes on some quarterbacks in the upcoming draft.